I don't think C++ is a great starter language because it's a lot more far removed from human language, right? But for example, from Python, it's actually very human readable, and you'll even see that like as we get into the class and stuff, because like for example, for C++, we use this symbol for this thing called and, right? Which we'll talk about when we talk about like if statements and while statements or whatever. But it uses this symbol, which is a double ampersand. But in Python, it's literally just and, right? So it's not that hard to know like what that means. It literally means and. So Python is just like a very much beginner-friendly language, and it's not so beginner-friendly as, for example, like HTML, or I wouldn't say like beginner-friendly, but like the thing about HTML and CSS is that it's very much more focused on like website stuff, and so because of that, it's like a lot more far removed from other languages. But Python is very similar to C++, right? And like I think the best way to think about it is like, for example, like HTML is like similar to like sign language, right? If you learn sign language, it's a lot very far removed from like languages like Spanish, right? But if you learn Spanish, learning Portuguese is like not that bad because Portuguese is very similar to Spanish. So it's kind of similar to that. Learning Python is like learning like a simple auditory language like Spanish or something, and then eventually you could get to some more difficult languages like C++.